and welcome back to Well Played, presented by The Skim. I'm Caroline Hendershot.
I am Blake Morgan.
What's up, girl?
Look at my crew neck today.
Oh, you know what? How perfectly
that?
timed. I did when you walked in, but then I forgot about it.
So
Goldfish
in case
brain.
you are not watching the video, it says TRS, which means the recap show, because we went on the recap show by Tobin Heath and Kristen Press last month.
Yeah.
Was it last? Oh my God, it was a month ago.
Ew.
Which
Time
is crazy
flies.
that December was only a month ago.
That's also correct.
Yes. So we flew
But that's
out
why
there.
we went to LA.
Right. And I think
we said
probably told you already, but the episode is actually live now, so you can go watch it on YouTube.
Correct.
In case you want to. And they gave us this fresh merch.
I had like a little bit of anxiety because I black out when I talk, obviously. Have you listened to this podcast? I don't say great things all the time, but I black out because I'm just, yapping with the gals. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, what the hell did I say? And then I watched it back and I was like, okay, we're good.
It was pretty kosher, I would say. I got nervous when they did the clip roll out because I was like, what are they going to pick from our conversation? Because we talked about so much stuff.
Yeah,
and
truly.
What I liked about going there was that we got to talk, I feel like, just really in depth and thoughtfully about certain things that we don't always talk about on this show.
I agree, yeah.
And so I think if you want to hear us be thoughtful for once, I think you could go listen to that episode. And
if you want to learn more about us.
Right, obviously, because we did talk about things that I don't even necessarily know that we've talked about on the show.
Yeah, I don't think we have. And also, we were getting interviewed, not doing the interviewing.
Which was fun.
A little mix
for
up.
A change.
Yeah. We'll also be talking to Jeannie Buss later in the show. Jeannie is an owner of the Lakers and inspo for Kate Hudson's character in the Netflix show Running Point. She was beautiful, fantastic, amazing, so smart, imparted so much wisdom upon us. Must listen interview, in my opinion. So make sure you listen to that.
And just check out the full-length video on YouTube, please.
Yeah,
we got some really good views last week, I'm not gonna lie.
Why don't you want to see our beautiful faces? Riddle me that.
Mm-hmm. And my gorgeous hiking boots that I wore because it snowed outside and I don't have snow boots.
I was going to keep it on the down low. You straight up called yourself out.
Spot. I know, I look like a fake hiker in Bushwick. That's like what I'm giving right now with these dumb pants and the fucking...
Hey, no, nothing is dumb. Mm-hmm. It is all good. Okay. Let us get to playing La Field.
We have so much to play today.
Many players.
It's disturbing. Okay, so we're obviously starting with the Brooklyn Beckham beef. The Beckham family beef.
BBB.
BFB.
BFB, fine.
Beckham family beef.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn Beckham Peltz, because he took his wife's last name as well.
Which honestly...
Love that.
Make that
I don't know if she's Peltz Beckham or Beckham Peltz.
Make it more normal, though. I love it.
Yeah. So he shared a tell-all Instagram story carousel. In case you missed it, we've talked about him before. But the family drama with the Beckhams is kind of boring to follow because it happens so frequently and they kind of go girl, give us nothing a lot of the time.
Yeah,
it's just a lot of back and forth,
you're right.
Playing volleyball.
Yep.
But this time he really spilled.
He took the entire timeline and gave us step-by-step, let me hold your hand, walk you through this, and gave us all of the tea.
He
did. It was kind of crazy. He said he wanted to keep things private, but his parents kept going to the press and
because they've been estranged for years.
Right. And he also said he's the narrative that he's being controlled by his wife is so not true. And he's actually I'm actually standing up for myself for the first time in my life. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
I know. And you know what was funny? I mean, we'll keep telling you what he said, but it's just his wife, Nicola, also is a billionaire. Her family's really rich. So it's oh, you know what? When you got the convenience of leaning on the billionaire family behind you,
Yeah.
Makes it pretty easy to drag your family for filth.
I will say, mo money, mo problems. That's what
true.
They say.
Anyway, so he called his family's social media posts inauthentic and performative and said his parents have been trying to ruin his relationship since before he and Nicola even got married. And he went directly back to their wedding day and says that his mom canceled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour despite how excited Nicola was to wear VB's designs, and so she had to find a new dress. She ended up wearing Valentino.
And originally, that was a storyline of Nicola did not want to wear a VB designed wedding dress.
Right. So they thought they were beefing at the time because of her not wearing a VB dress. Mm-hmm. He also mentioned that his parents wanted him to sign the rights away to his name.
I didn't understand that.
I think it's just
you can't profit off your own name.
Yeah, which is so...
Hello, NIL, name, image, and likeness.
Is he not in the NCAA?
Yeah, come on. Get with the program.
Why would he do that, guys?
The crazy thing was his parents allegedly calling him evil for including his grandmama and Nicola's grandmama at their wedding table, which I was like, whoa. Why are we feuding over the grannies?
I know.
But then also his parents, both of their parents' tables were adjacent, he said. And
so you're right there.
Let me just say one thing. This whole thing makes me very sad. I hate family
Drama
and fighting. It makes me sad. I don't like it. Bad taste in my mouth. But let me say one thing. Weddings make people fucking crazy. Me? Crazy during my wedding.
What did you do that was crazy?
No, I was just like an emotional, I'm emotional 24/7, but I was just like an emotional turmoil. I was like, I think even if you have like a planner who's doing literally everything for you, tensions are high. People have opinions. You want to please everyone. It's like a lot. There's a lot of family dynamics. Then you're also dealing with another family that like you're becoming a part of. So it's just, weddings make people crazy. Does it excuse the behavior? No, of course
It's also
not.
just wild because it's like their wedding had 500 people and I'm sure they didn't know most of the guest list. Like it was an event for their parents.
For sure. I mean, I will say, and I'm sure people will disagree with me on this, a wedding is a little bit of an event for your parents, in my opinion. Like,
not where I come from, shit.
Well, yeah, see, disagreeing. To a degree, because like this is such a proud moment for them, to a degree, I will say. But it is also like your day between you and your loved one of getting married and like that ceremony. So like, I'm willing to kind of respect that, especially if your parents are footing the bill.
Right.
Let us remember.
If my parents are going to foot the bill, it's like, yeah, you can get a couple seats on the roster.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my parents will not be footing the bill.
Yes.
And so they don't get to say anything.
Right. I am assuming that both Nicola, actually, I'm not going to assume because that makes an ass out of you and me. But I would.
It's fun to assume though sometimes.
I would assume that the parents were footing the bill, whether it was the Beckhams, whether it was the Peltzes, whether it was a split situation, whoever. But there's always dynamics with weddings.
Of course.
That's all I'll say.
Well, the further dynamic was that apparently Brooklyn claims that his family told him that Nicola was not blood and not family.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
And it's like, why would you want your son's wife to be blood though?
Yeah, that's called incest.
I was going to say. We got a word for that one.
That's actually not typically great vibes.
So good that she's not blood.
From
actually.
my knowledge,
right.
I don't know, call me crazy.
And his parents and brothers have since attacked him on social media since obviously the wedding. And his mom apparently, this is the part I hated the most. His mom also hijacked his first dance with his wife. So Mark Anthony apparently called him to the stage. It sounds like, why is Mark Anthony emceeing your wedding right now?
No,
it's so strange.
Literally.
So he called him to the stage for what he thought was going to be his first dance with Nicola. And then instead it was with his mom.
Yeah. And he said his
mom. He was like, I think Mark Anthony said something like, now introducing the most beautiful woman in the room.
Oh, stop.
And that's why, Nicola was pretty upset by that.
Stop.
And then Brooklyn also said that VB danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone, which is like, there's so many ways that could go.
Ay, caramba.
It's giving like Oedipus.
Oedipus?
You know, like the Oedipus complex? It's like where, I think it can go both ways, where like son and mother want to fuck.
Oh.
Yep.
Can't say that was top of mind.
Well, it's just like,
it's
like boy moms and how they become obsessed with their
It's the toxic
boys.
boy moms.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not to be crazy right now, but it has sense of that.
Yeah, okay.
It's giving whiffs of that.
That is crazy. And then, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this was also a Dumois blind item 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years
the thing
ago.
about Mark Anthony calling up VB. Like, I love when Dumois is actually right.
Yeah, but she's
so wrong.
She's a pot motherfucking stirrer. But then David was on a CNBC appearance on Squawk Box. So random. And was saying, like, children are allowed to make mistakes. That is how they learn. That's what I try to teach my kids. I was like, this just feels like maybe we should have said, don't touch the subject.
Yeah.
But like clearly he wanted to say something. I don't know. It was, sure, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. As I have famously said, to quote the legendary Hannah Montana on the show before. But I'm just like, maybe Squawk Box isn't
not
the place
outlet
to, air the tea.
Right.
Or like fix the family feud.
The British Beckham family beef tea.
Yeah. Ew. That was horrific.
Tea. I meant tea.
So anyways, yeah, that be that. And I'm sure we'll learn more as the
We will
week
learn more.
goes on.
Currently, not to take sides, I am leaning more Brooklyn right now.
Same, because like I feel like it would be weird to like quote unquote make all of this stuff up. And also it's just like, maybe let's be a little bit more normal. I don't know.
Well, yeah, in general, like this entire story is like, I'm just glad I'm not famous right now.
Yeah.
Coming from like two famous parents.
Yeah, that feels like a lot.
Perhaps in another universe.
No.
Anyway.
It's better this way.
Next up, we have Olympic snowboarder Chloe Kim. I think her labrum is still torn, obviously. But she shared in a Women's Health magazine interview that she gets not only manis done.
Yeah.
She gets Gel X toenail extensions because she loses her toenails very often, which after reading it, I was like, oh, obviously she's a snowboarder.
No,
her toes
totally.
are like digging in those motherfucking boards constantly.
No, that, and like the impact of her like landing a trick.
Sure
yeah,
thing.
Totally. That makes sense to me. The word nail extension, I know the actual nail extension itself is not painful. Sounds horrific.
I know.
It is like nails on a motherfucking chalkboard to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It is, ugh.
Well, it's also because when I think of extensions, I think they're really long. So I'm like, is she just getting like really long extensions on
No,
her toes?
I know. And it kind of, I have to say it, it's an intrusive thought, I have to say it. It kind of makes me think of like the Guinness Book of World Records when like
Ew.
people used to grow out their toenails really long. I know, I'm sorry.
Babe, I don't know why you said used to grow out their toenails. They're
You're
still
right.
doing it.
You're right. You're right. There are
Guinness
those.
Book still exists.
You're correct. Unfortunately,
I
correct.
also was just like, I wish that, not to be gross, but I was like, I wish she would like show us what this is like.
No.
Like does she just go straight on the nail bed? That raw skin nail bed.
I don't know. I don't like
What
it.
is it adhering to?
Something about any nail falling off, heebie-jeebies to me.
Right. Well,
Like, I don't.
She also said that sometimes she loses the gel extensions. And she said that one time, this made people really mad, obviously. She said that one time she like found 2 of them and she just like threw them in her airplane seat. Like she just threw them on the plane.
Well, you gonna pocket them?
Ew.
Save 'em for later?
I probably would pocket them for like courtesy reasons. But it's just also
I
funny.
don't know.
Like,
I think I probably would throw them. I gotta be honest.
she let the intrusive thoughts win. It just also was just like, wow, I forgot that like women athletes got to do shit like this a lot.
Well, because you have to assume that the male snowboarders are also dealing with this, but nobody's looking at their toes.
No one's looking at their piggies.
Yeah.
And she has to let those piggies breathe. I don't
Honestly,
know.
I'm jealous.
She lives in California.
I'm jealous. Yeah, that's fair.
So obviously she's going to get the gel extensions.
Yeah, that's respect, I guess. Tuesday morning quarterback.
Which sometimes we call pretty boys of the NFL. I don't know. We always flip-flop.
Well, here's the thing. I would say that, sure, there are pretty boys in this section that we're about to unload, but it was just, there was a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling so pretty about what happened this weekend. Because let's start with the tragedy that was Broncos versus the Bills. The Broncos winning 33-30 in overtime. Let me quickly just preface, this freaking weekend took years off my life. 4 games this weekend. 2 of them went to overtime, and there were 20 at least, from when I counted in the fourth quarter of the last game, turnovers. 20 collectively over the 4 games.
That's a lot.
That's
That
a lot of turnovers.
That sounds like some sloppy football.
Do I know if that stat holds any weight? Like, oh, this is the X amount of divisional round that has 20 turnovers in X amount of years.
Right.
No, I don't. But it's just a fucking lot of turnovers,
it's a
okay?
vibe.
Yeah, it's a lot. So let's start with Broncos-Bills. I am gutted for sweet baby Josh. Sweet baby Josh, who got up to the podium. And if one of you motherfuckers posts the crying clip of him at the podium one more time, I'm gonna lose it. I'm this close to losing my mind on a regular basis, okay? And then you add the tears and the emotion of a sweet little baby golden retriever Joshy. No, stop it right now.
I saw this one girl. She was like, when you grew up a Bills fan because your dad was a Bills fan
No.
and you've never seen Josh Allen win a Super Bowl in your life. And she's just like hysterically crying. So
I get
imagine
it.
how like actual Bills fans feel.
No, I know.
Not to cock your tea or anything, but
Yeah, it was kind of fucked up of you, just like invalidating my emotions. But
No,
sure.
no. You're valid. You're valid.
But okay, so I think Josh Allen, he turned the ball over 4 times. Not great. I just think that like this truly was him trying to do too much and not really having the offense to support him. Were they down some people? Sure. Did they not maybe even have it like that top tier offense at full strength? Also probably sure.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it was just like a culmination of doing too much. There was a play before halftime where like Josh threw the ball back and it was just like messy then to like he was trying to tie up the game and again just like doing too much.
Well, I know that they fired their coach, right? The Bills fired their head coach.
Yes, Sean McDermott.
So how much of a role does he have in all this?
That was kind of crazy to me. I understand like you only get so many bites out of the apple. You only get so many chances. They've been to Josh and McDermott have been to the playoffs 7 times and have not advanced to the Super Bowl once. So like that's meh, not great. But the part that I have a problem with is their GM, Brandon Beane, was like essentially also promoted. He was kept on and promoted. Yeah.
Brandon Beane?
Yeah, wait, you're gaslighting me.
No, I'm not gaslighting you. It's just like that's his name.
Let me just
What an unserious name.
No, I really believe it is.
B-E-A-N.
Beane.
Okay. We can move on. We can move on.
But then he was like promoted to, I think, president of football operations.
Really?
Yeah, it was
He got a promotion?
And I was like, wait, hold up. He's also in charge of drafting and like free agency. And like, you know, they acquired Joey Bosa this offseason. Was supposed to be this big piece in the like defense that they were missing. Wasn't anything crazy of an addition. I get these free agency acquisitions don't always plan out. But also his drafting like hasn't been top tier. I don't know. I just feel like he should have gone before McDermott. Call me crazy. But I think the most controversial thing happened at the end of the game. It was when the Bills made a field goal with 50 seconds left and they go into overtime. Broncos get the ball first and the Bills defense is able to stop them. Then the Bills get the ball back and Josh Allen throws this interception, which had many people up in arms over whether it was a catch or an interception. When you watched it in full speed, I thought it was a catch. And then when you watched it on Twitter, of course, slowed down to like the millisecond, then you kind of see, okay, it could be an interception. But what I will say is then like you look at the NFL rule book, right? And this is what the refs go off of what constitutes a catch. A, you have secure control of the ball, which he did. Great. B, 2 feet down in bounds. Correct, he did. C, after A and B have been fulfilled, clearly performs any act common to the game. So whether you're extending the ball forward, taking an additional step, tucking the ball away and turning upfield, whatever. Or he maintains control of the ball long enough to do so. That was where things got iffy. Like, did he really have control of the ball for that long? C is where, like, there's judgment needed since A and B are clearly met. And so there is, like, another rule that you have to kind of consider. It's like a note to the rule. If a player who satisfied A and B but has not satisfied C contacts the ground and loses control of the ball, which is what happened, it is an incomplete pass if the ball hits the ground before he regains control or if he regains control out of bounds.
This feels like the meme of that lady with the math equation.
No, quite
like, that's how I'm feeling right now.
No, quite literally. I know. But, okay, so because Cooks lost control of the ball when he contacted the ground, but the ball never contacted the ground, it was ruled an interception. So think of it this way. He has the ball, right?
I need a visual element.
He hits the ground. Ball comes loose. So therefore, he doesn't maintain control of the ball.
Right.
The ball, if it were to hit the ground next, it would be an incomplete pass. But because it never touched the ground, it rolled from his body to the defender's body, and the defender grabbed it, it was ruled an interception.
Seems obvious to me.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to piss a lot of people off with that one.
Wait, didn't this call, this call, didn't it like cause Joey Burrow to like come out of Twitter retirement?
Yes, he did. Yes, 2 years of Twitter retirement. He said, y'all are some idiots.
He was like on his couch, pissed off.
Yeah. So that was crazy. And were some of their calls, the refs, I mean, like, not my favorite? Sure. Like the PI calls, some of them were like ticky-tacky, and I'm like, ugh, come on. But that doesn't mean that both can't be true. You can't not like some of their calls and then they also call a play correctly. Like both can be true, unfortunately. So while I did not like the result, wasn't their time.
Right.
I'm fucking sad. But then wait.
Yep,
and then the worst part of everything. I'm not going to say that it doesn't make it worth it. But it doesn't make it worth it. Fucking Bo Nix fractured his ankle on like the second to last play or some shit. And I'm like, when the fuck did that happen? 2, holy shit, nobody knew that. Like he was very laissez-faire in the whole limping edition, which kudos to him. And Tracy Wolfson also like tweeted out, I saw him limping over to do the interview with me and I asked him if his knee was okay. And he was like, yeah, I just like I'm banged up, whatever. And Sean Payton then like casually drops, oh yeah, by the way, Bo Nix is not going to be able to play anymore. So like the Broncos won and they don't even have their fucking quarterback. Now.
Feels like a waste of game.
Oh, I know. That's what many are saying. Now, Jarrett Stidham's going to come in, be what it may. You never know what the backup could do. Everyone's not suspecting you, rooting against you per se. I don't know. Anybody's ballgame. But you are going up against the Patriots. I'm fucking scared for you. So that's all. And then, of course, they were just cruel and unusual. They put the freaking picture of Haley Steinfeld in Broncos gear on the Jumbotron. Like, come on.
That's so mean.
Stop.
I love it though. I didn't even know she would.
Stop.
She would never strike me as a Denver Bronco fan in years past. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't
The orange isn't for her.
Is the orange for anyone? It's
For
just
me. I like orange.
Well, I mean, yeah, you do. But you know what it reminds me of?
What?
The quote from The Blind Side where she was like, you will not see me in that ungodly color orange. Like, you won't see me in that color orange.
Thank you, Miss Bullock.
You're welcome. Okay, finally, quickly. I just want to say Jessica Pegula, who won her match in the Australian Open. You know, they like sign the camera when they win. Her family owns the Bills. The Pegulas own the Bills.
Oh my God, I forgot.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So she like signs the camera and then writes, "That was a catch," sad face. And I was like, you know what? I respect the fuck out of that. I loved it so much.
I love how she like used that moment to make it not about
She was
herself
like,
at all.
I just need everybody to know it was a fucking catch. So yeah, that be that. Now, any questions?
No questions.
Okay.
Seahawks 49ers.
Yeah.
You described this as a BTA match. What does that mean?
I it's not my words. I was saying this is what, you know, the masses are saying, BTA. That means belt to ass. Famously. AKA an ass whooping, some may say, because 41-6, yeah. And I do think people expected it to go this way, but I don't think they expected it to be as much of a large deficit as it was. But, you know, it really just set the tone from the first play because the Seahawks got a kick return touchdown on the first play, 95 yards.
What?
So that set the tone, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's how it was going to be. And as we've known all year, the 49ers have been ravaged by injury. So, like, not great.
They should be
them.
happy they made it this far.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, you tell that to one of them, they'd be ready to punch you in the face.
Yep.
But, yeah, I kind of concur. And they really needed to get healthy. So here we are. The Seahawks did lose their running back, Zach Charbonnet, to a season-ending, allegedly, ACL tear.
Damn.
Or injury, I should say, rather. So we'll see how that affects them going forward. But I just want to say this. Every time there is a new pope elected, the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. Which is crazy.
So they just go to the Super Bowl. They don't win necessarily.
Not necessarily. Like in 2005, I believe, when there was a new pope, the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, but they lost. Then in 2013, new pope, they went to the Super Bowl. They won with Russell Wilson. 2025, new pope.
Pope Leo.
We shall see, you know?
Okay.
So
I like that trend, though.
Yeah, I don't
It's a fun
know.
one.
Yeah, I don't know what that will entail, but we shall see. Now, Patriots-Texans, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, 28-16, the Patriots came out on top. CJ Stroud did not look good, let me tell you, because poor boy, he threw 4 interceptions.
I'm calling this one Battle of the Babies.
Okay,
because
explain.
CJ Stroud is 24.
Yeah.
And Drake May is 23.
Yeah.
And I forgot that they were that young.
Yeah.
And now I'm really mad because Drake May has a mansion and I don't, and he's 23 years old.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to help you there.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
yeah, I get it.
Just
I get
saying.
it. So not great game for CJ Stroud. He threw 4 interceptions, but there was no Nico Collins, which is go-to wide receiver. He was out with a concussion from last game.
I just feel like everyone's down bad right now.
Yeah, that's what happens. You play a bajillion games, and it's like
Scary.
a very physical
It feels
sport.
like very inevitable. You know what I mean? Which is unfortunate.
It is. I don't think anyone comes out of an NFL season feeling great. Body is awesome, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I wanted to point out that obviously the Patriots posted this picture of Robert Kraft and Zac Efron. I think Zac Efron was wearing one of Kraft's Super Bowl rings because he had this massive ring on his finger. And then I'm like, what the? Ariana, what are you doing here? I was like, hello? Because I was like, Zac Efron, are you a New Englander? And I had no idea. Looked it up, born and raised in California. What the fuck are you doing at the Patriots game?
Arroyo Grande, California. I looked it up.
I'm so confused.
Polar opposite of New England.
Also, okay, bandwagon. Like,
no, for real.
it's giving. Like, we had to beg you to show up to Dylan's Dancing with the Stars performance, and you're just casually going to the Patriots
He
game?
had a personal invite. Come on.
I'm not here for it. But anyways.
Okay. I would feel weird putting that ring on. Like, if I'm not from here.
I wouldn't. Give it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have an allegiance here.
I don't feel bad. Let me put it on my
You just
finger.
said fuck a bandwagoner. Now you're like, he should put the ring on.
Let me try the ring on, you know? But like, don't post me all over your socials. Okay. Now, Cardi B also called out all of the NFL live cast because in classic fashion, they all picked the Texans to win. So obviously, you know, that means that they will lose. That's literally the curse. It's like the pick curse. It's like when everyone picks the same thing, the other team always wins. So Cardi B literally like took the post that they made of everyone picking the same and was like, "What are you talking about? Nothing."
It was crazy. She didn't even name names. She just responded to the tweet. I was like, this has extreme meme potential.
Oh yeah, I like want to do a TikTok to that sound.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you one thing about that woman. She's passionate. So yeah, kind of crazy. And you know what? I just want to say one final thing. You know how everyone was preying on the Chiefs' downfall? Oh, we're sick of the Chiefs. We're sick of the Chiefs. Where did that lead us? Oh, that's right. Right back to the fucking Patriots. Like, I'm just saying, sometimes people are praying for something to happen and they don't realize the ramifications of what's going to happen. So now we're back to the Patriots being a dynasty.
Okay, there we go. That was what I was waiting for.
Like, because Tom Brady rules the AFC East for forever. Then he goes bye-bye, you know, inevitably. Then Mahomes comes on and he's like, okay, new kid on the block. It's my turn now. This will be the... every AFC championship since 2011 has featured either the Patriots or the Chiefs. That's motherfucking 15 years.
That is a long time.
So all I'm saying is you're preying on someone's downfall and it brought you right back to freaking numero uno.
I like the Patriots, though.
Why?
I don't. It's literally just because of sweet boy Drake May.
Okay, that's allowed. That's fine. Because he is...
Because Cardi B's their wag.
Oh.
And Michael is a wag.
I mean, yeah, she's great. She got her show, her Bakemas, Beyond Bakemas, extended on NBC.
There we go.
So good for her. Okay, now back to the other overtime game. So those two were like normal, quote unquote, games. Then freaking come Rams Bears. And like, first of all, it was like 2 degrees in Chicago, allegedly. Wasn't there, thank God.
Yeah.
But like, it looked miserable.
It was snowing, no?
I think pregame. Maybe.
Yeah.
At some point.
This was the one game I was literally sat watching. I was puzzling with my roommates.
Good girl.
And like my one roommate was in front of me. So she could only know what was going on based on my reaction. So I'd be like, no! Caleb Williams, I feel so bad for you.
I just feel bad for all of Chicago because my cousin who lives there said that Chicago has been on fire this past week.
Yeah.
Positive connotation. Like excited for the game. Like so happy, feeling alive. And then it goes to overtime. It's just like almost a tease. But yeah, so sad. And then also I'm sad for the men who went and got mani-pedis in Caleb Williams' honor. Oh, okay. Sorry. We'll save that.
Later.
Sorry. We'll discuss later. Okay. So I will just say that Caleb Williams got a touchdown with 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter to bring the game to overtime. So that was lovely to Cole Kmet. It was also insane and like so on brand for the Bears this season to like make this big fourth quarter comeback. Like it was just like very on brand.
Yeah.
Stresses me the fuck out though. And I'm not even like.
Were you like tapped in? Were you watching?
Oh yeah. This was a weekend made for Caroline Hendershot. Didn't leave my fucking couch. Watched football all weekend. It was like chef's kiss. I baked. I ate.
Hung out with your dog.
Hung out with my beautiful daughter, who I gave birth to. Okay, so they kicked the extra point and they tied up and go into overtime. Many people, classic fashion, hindsight's 2020, were like, why didn't you go for 2? And it's like, guys, come on. They wanted to give themselves like a fighting chance in overtime. They were betting on themselves. I agree with that. It's the safer option in my opinion. Because you don't just leave it up to one play. Also, I think if he had gone for 2, people would have absolutely mauled him and burned him at the stake, but c'est la vie if it didn't work out. Okay.
Yeah.
Rams get the ball in overtime first. Bears defense stops them. Then the Bears get the ball back, and Caleb, Mr. Trying to do too much, throws an interception.
It's a disease.
It's sad.
Yeah.
So this weekend we will see the Broncos and the Pats play at Denver at 3 p.m. on Sunday, and the Rams play the Seahawks at Seattle at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. So, and then after that, you'll have your Super Bowl matchup.
Okay, if I'm trying to, I mean, I have ideas of who I want to root for.
Yes.
But if I'm needing to root for somebody this weekend, can you tell me like how I should think about all these teams?
I'm going to tell you which team of the 4 remaining teams in the NFL playoffs you should root for because I'm going to compare them two heated rivalry characters.
Okay, I'm sad.
Okay.
I got it.
And if, you know what, if you disagree with me, fine. Be that as it may, but I think I'm right in the way that I have coined these characters.
Okay, let me hear it.
Okay. The Denver Broncos.
Wait, can you say that again?
The Denver Broncos are Kip. And this is why. Because, you know, Kip is very quiet, very unassuming, right? But he knows who he is. He's very sure of himself. And he doesn't want to be in the closet like Scott Hunter is trying to kind of keep him and their relationship in. And so people don't really see it coming. They don't see it until he's controlling the narrative because he's essentially giving Scott the ultimatum. And then, you know, he wins by staying composed. He doesn't like make a whole, I'm going to expose Scott Hunter. He just is like, I don't want to be in the closet. You do. That's fine, but we can't be together. And that's exactly how the Broncos have performed, honestly, this whole season, but also in the playoffs. They haven't been flashy. They've been resilient. They've come back many a times in the fourth quarter. And they've just been kind of steady and steadily chugging along and getting those wins. And I will tell you this, I don't think many people saw them coming in the beginning of the season. And now, just like Kip finding himself center stage with all eyes on his next move, similar to when Kip got dragged out onto the ice by Scott Hunter, all eyes on their next move. Everyone's looking at the Broncos, waiting to see what will happen because no more Bo Nix. And Jarrett Stidham's is he gonna rise to the occasion? Is he not? So that is why the Broncos are Kip.
I think that was excellent.
Thank you so much.
Keep going.
Now, the New England Patriots, they're Scott Hunter. And hear me out. This is why. Because Scott Hunter has the experience. He's the oldest player in the league. Everybody loves calling him old. They're ragging on him about his age. Okay. Now he has the experience. The Patriots, they've been to the playoffs. They have that dynasty history. They, you know, their coach was a player for them, so he knows kind of that culture, everything about that. People love ragging on the Patriots. They love shit-talking the Patriots. They love shit-talking and ragging on Scott Hunter.
It's true.
Because he chokes, but the Patriots don't choke typically. There's also a lot of complicated feelings and like trying to find themselves because that's exactly what Drake May did this season. He found himself and he rose to the occasion and he was the man. And some may call him Drake May, the MVP. So I don't know. Call me crazy. Okay, now, the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to be Ilya Rozanov.
Really?
Here's why, okay? So Ilya doesn't ease into anything, right? Like he initiated the relationship with Shane almost immediately. It was quick. This is kind of the Seahawks vibe that they give off. Like they are capable of the highest of high play, or like when they're playing poorly, they're terrible. Now, they're very emotional, both the Seahawks and Ilya, because like when Ilya is focused and, you know, everything's going well in his life, he's playing at this elite level. Very similar to the Seahawks. When everything is going right, it's going right. When everything is not going right, it's going terribly. Emotional because the Seahawks, they call their fans the 12s, a.k.a. the 12th man on the field. They rely on that atmosphere, that emotion, which I will say, home playoff games seems to be working in their advantage so far. That's Ilya. Anytime he gets too emotional, plays like shit. If he's distracted by Shane, plays like shit. And I will just say, Ilya is extremely emotionally intelligent. Like, he was able to clock Shane before the people closest to Shane were able to clock Shane, and maybe even before Shane was able to clock himself. And that, I think, is the Seahawks. He also does need to feel in control to be at his best, the Seahawks. And I would just say passion forward, you know, feeding off the crowd energy-wise.
Making my hands sweat.
I did want to say one thing. Ilya has also had a bad reputation before. Like, his dad called him lazy. He was known as, like, this bad boy. Sam Darnold, their quarterback, had a bad reputation before. He was known as, like, a shitty quarterback when he started his career on a team that we shall not name. When he started his career. And now look at him. He went to Minnesota, thrived. Went to Seattle, thrived. Like, he's really proving a point here. Okay?
Oh, my God, Caroline.
Finally, the Los Angeles Rams, they are Shane Hollander. And here's why. Because the Los Angeles Rams are calculated. Everything they do is to perfection. Hello, Shane Hollander. Have you met him? Like, Everything is strategic. It's image aware. It's always 2 steps ahead. Like they're clean, they're precise, they are controlled, they're methodical, they're composed under pressure. Did you watch the Bears game? Like out of their element, still composed, still able to take care of business. They're sleek, they're star-studded. Have you seen their roster? Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Matt Stafford. Like this all connects to Shane, the history of winning, all of that. And so I would say like they're not emotional. They're very like surgical almost. Like it's very black and white to them. They're straightforward, they're technical, and that is Shane Hollander. So there you have it. Those are your 4 remaining NFL playoff teams as Heated Rivalry main characters.
I can breathe now. Oh my God. I feel much more of a kinship towards this analogy than last year's. I think this was so tight, and
Thank you.
kind of really agree with. I'm convinced.
Thank you.
I am convinced.
Thank you. So who are you cheering for based on those 4 representations?
Well, I'm kind of biased because I already have who I want.
Who did you want before this?
Patriots.
And who do you want now?
Well, I do love Ilya. So I just think his character is so interesting.
So you want the Super Bowl to be Patriots Seahawks?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that.
Good job.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you.
Thank you. And I will just say really quickly, you know Oz the Mentalist?
No.
He's like this crazy guy who's so viral. He visits a lot of football teams randomly enough. But in November, he visited the Rams. And this clip that ESPN has is now going re-viral because there was a moment where Devontae Adams, their wide receiver, his name is Oz, but like, okay, it's Oz. Oz goes pretend you're in the Super Bowl, envision it. And he goes, it's the Broncos, isn't it? And Devontae Adams is like, yep. And he goes, show me the score on your hand. And he has the Rams winning 23-14. So we'll see after this weekend if Oz the Mentalist is actually seeing
Is he like a magician?
No, he's a mentalist.
I don't know what that is.
Me either. But apparently there's a difference.
He's magician adjacent. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
The Natty happened last
The
night.
Natty happened.
The Natty happened, and the Natty goes to
Casual. Mr. Fernando Mendoza and the Indiana Hoosiers.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
You did say that they were going to win by 50. That didn't happen, but
I did.
it's okay.
Famously. No, they were fantastic. It came down to kind of like the last play, essentially, which ended up being an Indiana interception. Sweet baby Fernando. And I know that there's like a bunch of songs like with his name, and like the whole stadium started singing Fernando when he was like getting the awards. I don't know why the only song that comes to mind is the Lady Gaga lyric where she's like, Fernando. Alejandro. I don't know why. I'm like, can we not?
That's funny.
There's other songs, Caroline. But
It's really
anyways,
just
yeah.
ABBA Fernando, which is, I love that song.
Yeah, but in my mind, it's Lady Gaga. So they entered the season as the losingest major program in the history of college football. And they said, bye. And also Kurt Signetti, their coach, literally has a quote from the season saying, I win, Google me. And then he won the whole damn thing. I'm like, iconic. And like after an entire season of Signetti giving like the most pissed off faces no matter how much they were winning by, like he was smiling, lifting the trophy. And I was like,
aww, we got
everything.
the smile.
I know,
that was the award all along.
It was everything. I also do want to say that like there were so many people in attendance because he is projected before this game and now I think still after to go number 1 overall in the draft. And he put on a fucking performance. He had this one rushing touchdown where the Indiana Hoosiers were going for it on 4th and 5, and he freaking like evaded 17 people and then reached off over the line. And I was like, you just made your case right there. That one play was so chef's kiss. So
Damn.
I'm happy for him because he seems like the sweetest little pea on the face of the planet. And he was so happy that he even swore.
Right. He said, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I know. Like, sweet boy.
He's, you know that video of Miranda Cosgrove? She's like, I like to cuss.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's your favorite cuss word? And she's like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Fernando is just, he was on fire all game, and you can't help but root for him. Like, he grew up in Miami. Fernando's so close with his mom, who's struggling with MS.
He says that she's his wife.
I know, like, don't make me cry. And he truly seems like a genuine, sweet, loving little sweet boy. And I'm like,
him.
Ugh, never grow up.
Yeah.
Sweet little boy.
Also, Alex Earl, Jordan Hudson.
Crazy.
Double dating, perhaps, with Tom
that
Brady and Bill Belichick.
I thought that was an AI, like, fake photo.
I could see it being that. But no, they were together in the flesh.
I don't know why Jordan Hudson and Bill Belichick were there, per se. Maybe they were just, there for vibes. Tom Brady, he is a co-owner or a partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, who have the #1 overall pick. That makes sense. Alex Earl, a University of Miami alum. That makes sense. The Jordan Hudson and the Bill Belichick, that wasn't totally clicking for me.
Just hanging.
But Jordan Hudson and Alex Earl took a photo together, and I think the caption was something along the lines of friends or besties in a different lifetime or something like that. And I was like, huh?
But you guys are there right now.
I was like, what's going on? It was a lot. Jordan Hudson scares me, but I never said that because I feel like she'll come for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was interesting.
Wee woo. This is Australian Open watch. There's your alarm.
Nice.
Babes, wake up. It's day 3. Actually, it's probably going to be day 4 by the time you listen to this.
Details. Whatever.
Yeah.
Details, schmeetails.
Time zones in Australia. And the thing that everybody's talking about today is Naomi Osaka's statement piece that she entered with Tuesday night to her session. So she worked with couture. In English, maybe you'd say couturier. In French, we say couturier.
Oh shit. She's getting fancy on us.
She worked with this guy named Robert Woon, who has worked with everybody from Ariana Grande to Beyonce. Hello.
Cash.
The look is so gorgeous.
She said it was inspired by her daughter.
Yes, because they were reading a book and there were jellyfish in it. And then Shay really liked the jellyfish.
Cute.
And so it has jellyfish tendrils, that things that look like the things
she
on
had
jellyfish.
An
umbrella. It was very ethereal, drapey, and then she had the pleated skirt and pant to go over under
she had
her.
a hat with a white veil.
Yeah. And the butterfly. Did you notice the butterfly?
Yes. I didn't notice it in the moment, but then looking back at pictures I saw. But I also will say, and you might come for me, but isn't that a lot of stuff you got to take off to then get ready for the match?
I mean, she's just trying to make
I know
a
it's about the moment. I know. And I know it's not about that. But
of course it is.
But you know what? A lot of layers you got to take off to go
Everyone's
play.
going to wait. Everyone's going to sit their asses down and wait.
Of course.
And that's a form of power.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah.
I wanted to say, though, that the butterfly thing, I called it out because apparently in the 2021 Australian Open.
Which she won.
Which she won.
Yeah.
A butterfly landed on her leg and she picked it up and then let it free.
Yeah. Symbolic.
An homage.
Who knows? Maybe we're seeing it all kind of play back and circle back around kind of thing. Breaking motherfucking news. Angel Reese is joining the cast of Hunting Wives, which that was a crazy ass show. I just don't think people talked about it enough. And apparently,
I think if you were watching it, you were definitely talking about it. But if you were not, it didn't break through the ether.
Yeah, no, not in the same way that Heated Rivalry has.
Yes.
And Brittany Snow said it's going to be even crazier and even more sexual this upcoming season. So I'm like, how are you doing that? But anyways, Angel Reese will play a character known as Trainer Barbie, which Netflix describes as a co-starring role. So
Oh,
T.
I'm excited to see her on screen.
Me too. I just pray that she's not a bad actress. Because I just think sometimes we get ourselves in situations where we're trying to do too much. I don't think she will be. I actually think she will be very good. I was expecting Travis Kelce to be a bad actor in Happy Gilmore 2, and then I was very pleasantly surprised.
I just assume that most non-actors are going to be bad actors, to be honest.
Correct.
And myself was included in that.
Me as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's going to be T. So
how fun.
Maybe you should watch the first season, and then
I know it's Scandi, so I think I should
Very Scandi. We are so excited to welcome Jeannie Buss to Well Played. Jeannie's dad, Jerry Buss, bought the Lakers in 1979, and in 2013, her dad passed away. After a dispute with her brothers over ownership, the family's team was ultimately hers to lead, and she became the controlling owner of the Lakers in 2017, which disrupted the boys' club mentality around ownership in sports.
Mm-hmm. And last year, the Buss family agreed to sell their majority stake in the Lakers at a $10 billion valuation, but Jeannie still serves as the team's governor. She also is a co-owner and co-founder of Women of Wrestling, which she's going to tell us about today. They're in their 4th season. So, Jeannie, welcome to Well Played.
Jeannie, thank you so much. Welcome into Well Played. How are we feeling today?
Excited to be here. Congratulations on the podcast. I think it's a great idea. I love mixing sports and entertainment and all the things that are pop culture.
Thank you. So do we. We're maybe a little bit too much of fans of both the sports and the pop culture, but people seem to love it, so we'll take it. I want to talk to you about just kind of your journey and a couple things more recently about you and what you're doing in the sports world. But first, there's kind of this new generation of women owners coming into the league. The one that comes to my mind, obviously, I work in the NFL. Carly Irsay Gordon with the Colts, she also succeeded her father. So What kind of advice would you give women who are either entering these roles for the first time or who are kind of striving to be in these roles, that the spotlight can be unforgiving in these roles sometimes, but what advice would you really recommend to them?
Know what you're trying to accomplish. Don't get distracted by trying to please everybody, because it's impossible to. But you know who you are. Follow your path, but just make sure that you stay true to who you are and the lessons that you've learned along the way.
I feel like, at least for me, the second guessing aspect sometimes is it like kind of, there's always that voice in the back of your head or the voice on your shoulder, maybe making you second guess yourself sometimes, even when you initially have that gut reaction. Does that happen to you? And how do you kind of deal with that?
Absolutely. I think in this day of social media, everything is questioned. And if you try to, please everybody, you won't win.
Right.
You can't win. You got to have, you got to be sure of yourself and not waste time on things that you can't control. So, just, stick to your program, and, but it's hard.
Yeah. I feel like that's the one thing my therapist is always saying to me. She's like, control what you can control, don't try to be Superwoman. And I'm like, no, in my head, I think I can control everything. I think that's the problem.
But the thing is that if everyone's second guessing you, that means they're telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, but where you're headed. But if you turn over here to go, well, let me do that, or let me try to make them happy by pursuing this, it's like you're going to get nowhere.
Right.
So you got to really eliminate the distractions, because our world is full of them now. Mm-hmm. And you can't please everybody. There's always going to be somebody that's not happy with you.
Yes. And I think that for me is probably the worst thing that I always am dealing with, is somebody's not happy with me. But you know what? We're going to work on it. Okay. Also, last year, Running Point came out and took inspiration from your life as the owner of the Lakers. And season 2 was just announced last year too. So this show doesn't spend much time asking whether the lead character really belongs in the job. She just kind of does it. Does that still feel relevant in sports culture to you?
I think every day is a challenge, and every day there's going to be something new. And you can, second guess yourself. I'm not perfect, and not every decision I've made has been correct. Mm-hmm. But, you can't be a reluctant leader. You have to, put your big girl pants on and lead. And that means, sometimes you are put in a position where the decision making isn't exactly crystal clear, right, and you're getting many different voices, but you have to pick a path, and you've got to, be willing to accept the consequences of being the leader.
Right.
That you can't have it both ways. You can't hide and expect things to happen. You've got to be out front. That's what leading means.
Yeah, most definitely. And I feel like a lot of viewers really were drawn to the fact that Kate Hudson's character doesn't take any shit. And so whether it's from the players, the execs, the media, do you feel like that resonated with you personally? Because I feel like, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I feel like when a woman is in charge and, she makes some of these tough decisions and she doesn't take any shit, there's the inevitable someone's going to call her a bitch or whatever. And a man would just be like, oh, he's in a position of power. He's just doing his job, et cetera, et cetera. But do you feel like these moments where you have to really almost stand up for yourself and your decisions that you're making, that you kind of resonate with Kate Hudson's character at all?
Absolutely. And, I never really thought about, when people would call me a badass, what that exactly meant, because I don't think any person goes into a position like that thinking they're going to, take everybody on and,
Totally.
burn bridges and, like repercussions out the window. That's not the case. But sometimes, you have to make decisions that are tough, and people are going to react in a certain way. I think about when you have to trade a player.
Yeah.
And there is no sugarcoating that.
No.
There's no way to make that better. You are trading away somebody from where they've been living, a team that they've, been on for how many seasons.
Yeah.
And, they're not going to be happy about it. And, but you hope over time that you can rebuild that bridge. And, it's just comes with the territory.
Right. Yeah. For better or for worse, it's part of the job. But I mean, yeah, I think that's like such a poignant example of like that inner dialogue of the push-pull and like the, I don't want to, hurt this player's feelings or, kind of make them uproot their lives. But at the end of the day, this is the best decision for the business. So that's a little tough. You also are a co-founder and co-owner of WOW Women of Wrestling, which is in its 4th season. Congratulations. Much like the Lakers, the Women of Wrestling blends athletics, storytelling, and entertainment. What would you say is the biggest difference in running a women's sports venture versus a men's sports venture?
WOW Women of Wrestling is kind of like my passion project. And I was a kid, as I was growing up, I collected comic books and I wanted to be Supergirl and I wanted to be Wonder Woman. And when I saw the Women of Wrestling, my partner was the originator of the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling Glow, which is really character based. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is like comic books come to life.
Yeah.
And there is no other all-female wrestling. Other wrestling companies have made women like the sideshow, or maybe the undercard match. But this was women fighting their own battles, which was really important to me, for young women to see that you have to stand up for what you believe in. And sometimes it means you got to fight.
Yeah.
And maybe, in wrestling, it is wrestling. And so some of the characters' opinions are misguided, but they're always willing to fight for what they believe in, right or wrong. And that's really the message that I want, young people to see, that you have to, some days stand up and fight for what you believe in, have a passion. And, it's fun family entertainment, but that's really the underlying message and why it's important to me that I invest my own personal funds in WOW.
I will say, for everything you just said, you are kind of the living, breathing example of that as well. Like, you are standing up for what you believe in, putting your own personal investment into this new league because that's what you care about, that's what you want to see. And so I applaud you for all of that. I will ask, what lessons with the Lakers and running the Lakers have you maybe learned and applied to building this league from the ground up?
It's about defining your space, defining what your brand is, and, deciding, which way to take that brand and how you are going to create a platform where you can deliver your message. So I guess that would be, to me, the power of the Lakers is it's such a global brand.
Yep.
And what it means to Laker fans and the community, it really is a place for people to connect who believe in something similar, and it's a way that you can bring all age groups, all socioeconomic backgrounds together to get to under the purple and gold flag.
Right.
So that's really what I want to accomplish with the women of wrestling, the same kind of thing where, people can come and connect and, cheer for their favorite character.
So well said. I want to ask you one quick question before I say goodbye. What excites you most about just women in the sports space? I know it's not necessarily new, but I feel like in the last year, 2, 3, that it has expanded even more so. So whether it's the expansion of the WNBA and the popularity of it, or whether it's, flag football becoming a varsity sport at the collegiate level, and just like women on the business side, women in the actual sport itself, like what excites you the most about that?
Well, I know how people think it's like an overnight success that all of a sudden now women's sports is the thing. But I've been, watching this for 40, 50 years. And, before, me as a living example, I had Billie Jean King as my mentor and friend and hero. And, just inspiring me when I watched Billie Jean King play Bobby Riggs in a tennis match, that, it like changed my life because I saw a woman playing on a level playing field with a man, and made me think about all the possibilities of what my career could be. So women's sports, it's come a long way, but I don't want to see the momentum get switched off.
Right.
I think college athletics is going through a lot of change right now. And that's another reason why I started, or invested in Women of Wrestling, because it's an opportunity for women to, especially those who participated in collegiate sports like field hockey or things that, don't have a pro league yet.
Yep.
We train all the women, and we train them how, if you've been an athlete your whole life, it's easy to train them to become wrestlers.
Totally.
So, it's really important. I couldn't be more pleased at seeing what's happened with professional soccer and volleyball, in addition to basketball.
Yep.
This really is a renaissance for women's sports, but please don't let it, what's happening in college sports with NIL. I'm worried that a lot of the funding for women's sports is going to get taken by, another football team needs to get a quarterback in college, and that they're going to divert funds to do that instead of to, support women's sports. So please, everybody listening to this is really an important time. Enjoy these female athletes that are larger than life and really deserve to have the spotlight and the platform that they've been given. And I hope the growth continues.
Literally so perfectly well said. Protect that Title IX. Jeannie, you are a badass. You are our superwoman. Thank you so much for giving us all of that incredible wisdom. You are the best. And thank you so much for joining Well Played.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks. All right. It is time to send it. Bitches. Sorry, that wasn't necessary. I'm sorry.
I can send it. I'm a bitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's a bitch and she knows it? Okay, sorry.
Okay, Chicago became the capital of positive masculinity last weekend after a group of men, they must be friends, met up at a nail salon with their matcha lattes, and they got their nails done with the colors of the Chicago Bears.
In an ode to Caleb Williams.
Who started this whole
whole trend.
He loves matcha lattes. He loves his wired headphones. He loves getting his nails did.
Yeah. And you know what? I fucking know. I just know that when these men kind of left this salon, as, they were going into it being like,
ha ha hee hee.
Ha ha hee hee. We're just like supporting Caleb Williams. I know for a fact that they came out being like, that felt pretty good.
That was fun.
That petty felt nice.
I know.
Haven't had my feet brushed up and cleaned up in a minute. I know it was necessary too. So don't tell me that it's not good for you.
Yeah. This is why I also was rooting for the Bears last weekend, to be honest.
I respect the hell out of that.
Because I was like, I just appreciate what he's done for masculinity, he being Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I will say I'm sure that they don't feel great about having their nails done with like go bears on them post-loss.
I don't know why I assumed they got like gel manicures. So I was like, wow, those things are really stuck on there for a while. They fully just got like regular paint. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, but that's okay. Okay, I have to bring your attention to such a niche topic, but I really can't get enough of them. The LSU Tiger Girls. Don't ask me how I discovered this absolute rabbit hole that I went down a couple years ago, but like their one of their like dance championship performances was to Like a Boy, and it eats away at me night and day of like how fucking electric they are and everything about the performance. If you haven't seen it, please go look it up. It is so iconic. They're so good. Whatever. It literally made me want to be a dancer.
It's pretty wild. They got silver for that performance though this year.
Insane. So in 2026, the Lord's year of 2026, the UDA College and Dance Team National Championship, the LSU Tiger Girls freaking killed it. They, I forget the song that they danced to.
For hip hop?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like a Kendrick Lamar medley.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of a mashup,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then they also did their famous move, not famous, but like kind of iconic move that was also in their Like a Boy performance from years ago. No, but like it's something with like a little bit of like a hip sway, shimmy. I don't know. It's good. Go watch them do it, not me. But the University of Nevada, Las Vegas got golds, which is sad.
Well, what's sadder is that OSU got gold in jazz for their performance to Berghain by Rosalia. You should listen to her album.
Who wants to be golden jazz? I don't. I don't care.
Hip hop's cooler. I don't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it.
Exactly. I don't want OSU's gold. That's it.
Okay, next up, the PWHL saw record attendance at its match between the Montreal Victoires and the New York Sirens with 17,228 people at Capital One Arena, which isn't even either of their home arenas, which is crazy. The women's, so obviously women's hockey has some serious staying power. I will be going to the Sirens game on April 4th. I know it's so far away from now, but at MSG because they're playing there for the first time. I also saw what I think might be the first women's hockey fight ever, like in this league. One of the Victoire players just absolutely body checked a Sirens player, and I did see one stick at least drop, and they just all got into it.
I love it.
And I love women in male-dominated fields. I know some people are like,
women in STEM.
They're like, no dropping to their level, but it's like, it's hockey.
That's part of the sport.
I agree.
Come
I kind of
on.
am here for it, at least in this sport. If it was on the basketball court, I probably would not be as crazy about it.
I agree, but that's not part of the sport.
Right.
Fighting is part of the sport. Unfortunately,
Exactly.
sorry, I don't make the rules. Go argue with the hockey gods.
Also in attendance, crazy enough, together were Malala Yousafzai, Meg Rapinoe, and Sue Bird.
I love that.
Together.
Women supporting women.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now over to men's hockey. This one cracked me up. The NHL commissioner, Gary Bettman, claimed he binge-cheated Rivalry in one night, which, like, I get it.
I get it.
Do we believe him?
I don't know. I don't think we do.
I kind of get it, though. Like, if you were going to watch the show, you get hooked really quickly. And I will say it was kind of major because 2 years ago, the NHL banned Pride-themed jersey and tape from warm-ups and games. So having them say that, them as in their commissioner of the entire league, kind of like, wow, we've
come back around.
We've evolved. We've grown. People make mistakes.
As they should.
Everybody has those days.
What is the problem with the sport being a little more inclusive?
Yeah, God forbid.
And just in hockey news, I mean, they still get to celebrate Pride Night. So the Washington Capitals specifically celebrated their 10th Pride Night.
This
over
was
the weekend.
iconic.
And some players sported rainbow tape on their sticks during warm-ups.
Yep.
Including somebody that I'm only, I think, 1 or 2 degrees of separation from. I know I don't actually know him. I know his aunt.
Oh.
His aunt is my mom's best friend.
I would say 2 degrees.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
I never know. Is it like 1? And
I
then,
don't know.
You know?
It just feels like 2 to 3.
Anyway, shout out.
But they
Ally.
also the Capitals were also selling Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander jerseys, like in Capitals theme, and all of those proceeds went to their like Pride Night Foundation.
Oh, so smart.
I know. And that's what I'm talking about, staying relevant and tapped into the trends.
I wish I
Good
was there.
on you, Washington Capitals.
Shout out Capitals.
Yeah. Okay, and then for our final send it, we're going to be
Sniff test.
Stop. We're going to be smelling candles from Littery. We had candles from them, was it last year?
It was like in the summertime.
Yeah, around like US Open time. And I still have mine on my bookshelf, and I'm like scared to light it because, I mean, I lit it and I smelled it and it was delicious, but now I don't want it to burn anymore. Because I want to keep it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty candle and it smells delicious.
To be honest, I'm drowning in high quality candles right now, so I'm feeling very blessed.
Wow, okay. So these are going to be the 3, don't look at the country though.
Okay.
These are going to be the 3 countries that are hosts of the World Cup. So Canada, US, and Mexico. And we have to guess which one is which. So you're sniffing a green candle first. Don't say it yet.
I won't.
Give me a sniff, and then I will.
I think I need to smell all 3 of them before I can make my mind up.
Fine.
Also, this is a fun
Interesting
moment for me to share that I have synesthesia, which is like smells smell like color to me. And when I eat food, it tastes like colors.
That's crazy. That was in a show that I recently watched.
Really?
But I can't tell you which one in case people haven't watched it. Because it's a big spoiler alert.
I have no idea so far. Actually.
Oh, interesting.
This is like kind of floral to me.
Okay.
This green one.
This is clean. It smells
is
very
clean.
clean.
This one's very
And this one's cinnamony.
warm. It's warm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go. This is USA.
I was thinking that too.
Okay. It's USA.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Okay, red one.
Red one is, one more sniff.
I think it's Mexico.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mexico too. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. It's Canada!
No, I mean, that was my second guess. Even before. Just because it's like cozy, it's wintry up there. Obviously, Mexico.
Canada is maple leaf and amber. Oh, that makes sense.
This one, the USA one, is grass and bergamot.
Oh, I know what that word is, but I literally never say it out loud because it's too confusing.
Yeah.
And this is dahlia and pepper for Mexico. Delish.
They're
All of them
delicious.
smell delicious. And you know what? I just love that they are, I love a good theme. You know me.
I do too.
You know me. And I
cute.
will say, the collab just launched today, and you can use code SKIM10, SKIMM10. I had to think of numbers for a second, for 10% off at checkout if you would like. So just go to literarykandle.com, select your candle, and add code SKIM10 at checkout, and we will leave a link to the website in our show notes.
Otherwise?
Which Send It is your favorite of the week? I have mine.
I mean, the dancer in me feels like I need to pick LSU Tiger Girls.
Have you watched it?
Of course I did.
Okay.
I watched that. I watched
Did you
the
watch
University
the
of
Like a Boy, though?
No, I didn't watch
Okay,
that
I'm
one.
going to send that to you after
Okay.
because it is iconic. I'm going to go with like the subreddit of one of the Send Its. I really like the Washington Capitals, their pride tape, and then the Ilya Rozanov and the Shane Hollander jersey.
That's just like a cool, fun sports moment, you know?
It's just like, you guys, A+. You
I agree.
crushed
They're
the
tapped in.
relevancy. You crused like a good deed, and you crushed just being good humans.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yay! I don't know why I said that.
Hooray! Okay, well, that's it for this episode of Well Played, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Well Played.
Why do you keep not saying the last line correctly?
Oh, because it doesn't feel like it's the end. Like I thought, it always feels like there's like more we have to say.
Okay.
Sorry, one more
and
time.
take number 2. Keep that in, Jorge. And take number 2. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Well Played, everybody.
The only podcast in a league of its own.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.